let's talk running backs. So the two top guys from last year already hurt. Wilson's out for a while. Who knows with Raheem Mostert? It's always like he's had a nagging knee injury for a long time. Makes you wonder. So I guess it's a good thing that they drafted two running backs, huh?
That's what we talked about. When you asked me who I thought would lead this team in rushing, I want to say 2 or 3 shows ago, I told you it was Trey Sermon. It was based on the idea that these guys end up being banged up. Now, look, we don't want to get overly upset or criticized right now because of OTAs, and we have so much time before the season starts. But my fear had always been that the injury bug. Most tends to miss time. So does Wilson. Yeah. Now Wilson's going to be definitely missing time. We don't know what's going to be happening with Mostert, but Trey Sermon's there to pick everything up. And again, the 49ers drafted him looking to the future, looking to the next few years, having a cheap running back who can be a bell cow. Like the 49ers haven't had that since Frank Gore, who apparently now everybody wants to bring back, which I don't want, but hey, whatever. You guys can yell at me on Twitter about it. But honestly, right now, Trey Sermon is looking like he's probably going to be the guy when you think about how Mostert tends to get nicked up at times. And honestly, it wouldn't be wrong. Here, let me put it to you this way. Would it be wrong for Trey Sermon to take first down, take second down, maybe have Mostert fill in between as he did? Remember, Tevin Coleman started in 2019 every game. Tevin Coleman started every game. And then Raheem Mostert came in and what? It's Kyle, jab, home run hit with Mostert. Honestly, limiting Mostert's touches and using him more effectively might be the best way to do this, honestly. I think so. And that's no slight to Mostert. I remember in 2019 in the playoffs, they turned it right over to Mostert. And what did he do? He dominated. But I don't think that's something that you really want to do. You don't want to give him the ball 15, 17, 18 times over a 17-game season. So
give it to him 8 to 10, and one of those could be a home run.
But 8 to 10 at a clip of 8 yards, 9 yards, because you've softened the defense up because of what Trey Sermon's been doing is completely different, honestly. So at this point, just do it that way so you can really maximize the talent that you have in this room. Elijah Mitchell, somebody that's going to be there that I really have my eyes on. I don't know. I haven't really heard too much about him. But Wayne Gallman is definitely going to play as well, too. They brought him over here. He's play. He's that much of a veteran presence, and you've seen he has a track record of him being solid in this league. He filled in for Saquon Barkley, and I'm not going to say it's the same thing as him filling in for Barkley. It wasn't a seamless transition, but he was good enough, honestly. So Trey Sermon is going to be the guy, I think, honestly. If they really want to play this smart, let Sermon take the brunt of this, especially because, 1, he's young, 2, he's cheap. Doesn't really matter. It's not like you're paying Trey Sermon anything, and you leave Mostert open to hit those home he did when the defense is tired and you figured out where to attack them.
It seems like the Niners have 3 home run hitter running backs and 3 – what'd you call it? Like jab, 3 like power running backs, 3 wear you down running backs.
Soften you up.
Soften you up, wear you down. And those ones are Jeff Wilson, Trey Sermon, and Gallman, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And then the outside home run threats are Mostert, Mitchell, and Hasty. And the thing I want to say is no one's talking about Hasty anymore. He's yesterday's news. They drafted Mitchell. Mitchell looks good. He looks like a really good receiver. You can do a lot with him. Like Mitchell on screens is going to be deadly. But I want to say Hasty looks better than last year. A lot of these second-year players come in with a rebuilt body because they've just been in an NFL weight room for a whole year. He's one of them. He looks real good. I liked him last year. He got hurt. I wouldn't write off Hasty yet.
Okay. It's a numbers game at this point. So if Mostert, God forbid, ends up being injured to start the season, then Hasty's, a lock. But we won't know until we figure out and we get closer to first week who's actually going to be available. So
all I'm saying with Hasty is
it's a good thing they drafted 2. No, it's a good thing they drafted 2 running backs, honestly. Anybody who was upset before, you need to be excited now.
All I'm saying with Hasty, though, is if they feel like it's a numbers game and he didn't quite make it and they waive him and try to put him on the practice squad, I don't know. They might have to – he might get picked up just because I think he could tear it up in preseason. Maybe they'll limit his – no, they better play him in preseason. He was playing with the starters the other day. Was that yesterday? It was yesterday because everyone else was hurt. I mean, really, the starter was Sermon, and then the guy backing him up was Hasty and Mitchell and Gallman. Yeah, it was those 4. So I still think it's a good running back room. Gallman's a good backup to have. Yeah.
Yes, for sure. Very solid, very underrated.
What about time to sign Le'Veon Bell here? I'd be more interested in Todd Gurley, just as a guy for a vet minimum who could score a touchdown at the goal line. Sermon can do that.
There's guys out there that are relatively young. Duke Johnson's a free agent.
Yeah,
and he catches passes. Honestly, I think Duke Johnson's good. They just, whatever team he goes to, it's like, hey, we're not playing you. We're gonna play the guy over you. But Duke Johnson's young. He's not worn down. He just hasn't landed in a spot where they can utilize him properly.
You should do a Madden 2021 season with Jason or Jesse or Hammer and talk about plays, etc. It would be fun. I'm going to answer this question the way Quentin Tarantino would answer it in Pulp Fiction. Look, I don't want to get divorced. Okay, I like my marriage. Okay, I don't want to get divorced. Okay, good idea, but I don't have to pull that off.
You got some people that you need to call. You got to make some calls. Do it.
Do it. Yeah, man. Sorry, man. I kind of like my marriage. Sorry, I don't have enough time. I spend all my time streaming and stuff. So nah, maybe one day. One day, if I'm like, when I reach $1 million, if I ever do, and I totally scale it back, we'll just do Madden all day. Me and you, Jason. That's the dream. 5 years from now. Yeah, I'm not there yet.